Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is my newest acquisition yet, an ASUS A8N SLI Socket 939 motherboard. It supports AMD Sempron Athlon 64 single cores, Athlon 64 FX single and dual cores, Athlon 64 X2s, and Opteron single and dual cores. It also supports up to 4 GB of DDR-500 ECC memory, has the nForce 4 SLI chipset with support up to 8 SATA drives for SATA 2 and for SATA 1. We've got dual gigabit Ethernet, 4 USB 2 ports, FireWire, beefy VRMs, all original and good capacitors. Got 3 chassis fans and 1 CPU, ASUS AI overclocking, and ASUS post speech function. It also has a Molex for SLI, and yeah, overall a very nice board for Socket 939. I also bought this Athlon 64 3500 Plus, which is right here, and this is the CPU we will use for testing. In the box is the CPU that came with the motherboard, 3000 Plus. This is the RAM that came with the motherboard, 2 Kingston sticks of 512 MB DDR400 cache latency 2, I think. This is the cooler that came with the CPU. Does a very good job even for overclocking. And yeah, I have a Zalman 110mm copper cooler on the way for this board. Now here's my test bench. As you can see, we have a 9500 GT from MSI with a broken fan, so we're using a fan here connected to the motherboard, 2 GB of DDR-400 CL2.5, and the cooler is not mounted properly because the board didn't come with the AMD stock mounting, but I will have the Zalman one and I will be able to mount that cooler properly, but it works fine for now. We also have a DVD drive and a 160 GB Samsung hard drive SATA 2 with Windows XP 64 on it. Yeah, let's turn it on. You can see it is a bit loud, mostly because of the aftermarket chipset with the ASUS CPU. Now we'll get into the BIOS. You can see this is the Phoenix World BIOS, and as you can see here, 2 GB. Here we can turn on AMD Cool and Quiet, which we will do. DRAM config, and it tries to run at 400 MHz with cache latency 3. That's a 2.5. Here we have the overclocking menu, and I just let the overclocking do its thing here. Oh, the keyboard stopped working. I'll be back. Now I'm back with a different keyboard. So this is the overclocking menu. I just selected the default, since Socket 939 overclocking can be a little difficult. So for now we're just using AI overclocking. which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. Yeah. SLI configuration, we're not using SLI at the moment. In fact, I plan on doing Crossfire on this motherboard if I can, with the next 1950XTX Crossfire. This is this pitch IC importer. It is very cool. So show you in just a second what it does. This is hardware monitor. As you can see, we're running. We have very good temps for CPU. We enable QFan controller here and disables keyboard stopped working again. This is a problem with these motherboards. Doesn't like some keyboards. So right now it seems to work again. So we'll disable the chipset fan warning because the chipset fan only has 2 pins, so no tachometer, so it thinks it's at 0 RPM all of the time. Yeah, this is about every interesting option in the BIOS. Let's boot into an operating system now. Now the speech IC reporter should kick in soon.
System completed power on self-test. Computer now booting from operating system.
As you just heard there, that's the speech IC reporter, pretty interesting feature. Pretty much works as a post speaker would, but it's a bit more detailed. And now I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so now we're booting from Windows XP. So that was pretty fast. If we open up some programs here like CPU Z and hardware info, as you can see, AMD Athlon 64-3500 plus, quite high voltage on this motherboard, but you know, 512 kilobytes of cache, support for x86-64, SSE2, SSE. As you can see, the overclock did not apply, which is an issue I have with AI overclocking. Main board is A8N SLI Deluxe with the NVIDIA nForce 4 and the K8 bridge here. It's on a very late BIOS version from September 29th, 2006. I might try a different one because I'm having some issues I just saw with the BIOS. It is our memory. Kingston DDR400 cache latency 2.5. Right here it says 3.2.5. For graphics we're using an MSI N9500 GT, 1 GB. Until I can get the X1950XTXs. These are the specs of the GPU. Now let's see the temperatures. As you can see, they're quite good. Let's fire up a stress test here on the CPU. and they don't update in real time because the CPU is too busy with CPU Z. So now the program is frozen, so if I stop it, you can see around 42 max, 45, which is about what I've been getting so far. So a lot of overclocking headroom. This CPU should be about as good as a Pentium 4 3.5 GHz, or you know, so between a 3.6 and 3.4. Don't know if there was a 3.5 GHz Pentium 4, but yeah, it's pretty decent. Now we've got a set of benchmarks here that we will run next time. I mostly use this PC for Windows XP gaming and media playback. And next video we'll talk about that PC right there, which is an Athlon XP with GeForce 48 4200 8GB 120MB video card. Yeah, this is pretty much the Socket 939 PC. I have a lot of plans for this PC. I'm hoping to at some point do custom water cooling and an Athlon 64 FX60 or an Opteron 195 or 180, maybe even an X2 with 44 or 4800 plus. Under Linux with Ubuntu, I was able to play back 720p video, no issues, on YouTube, but on something like Windows 7 that is not doable. So I'm thinking of dual booting Windows XP and Windows XP and Linux on this. So yeah, this has been today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.